author and nutritionist Robert Ferguson. Please welcome Robert Ferguson.
All right, y'all, let's hear it for America's Fat Loss Coach, Robert Ferguson!
What's up, everybody? That's my Lacey introduction. This is Robert Ferguson, and I am doing an impromptu live on a Monday. You know what? And anytime I go live on a Monday, please hear me on this. It's about motivation. So let's call it Motivation Monday. This is Motivation Monday. Now, for those of you who are new to me, again, my name is Robert Ferguson. I am your nutritionist. I'm a guy who shares because I care. And today was really, really cool. And I just got to share. Again, my goal is to motivate you. Okay. My goal is to motivate you and to help you stay the course. Because I know, when you put on those pants or you put on that jacket you haven't worn in a while, or you put yourself in a situation where you don't like the way you feel, or you look in the mirror and you really don't, you're not happy with what you're seeing because you know you could be better. You know you could be better. You know you could be better. Well, I'm going to share with you one of my clients from my perspective. That's right. Linda J. She woke up this morning and was down 100 pounds. I'm going to tell you exactly from my perspective because I'm going to interview Linda and I want you guys to hear her. I'm going to share with you my perspective on how she lost, like key things about how she lost 100 pounds. Okay, because a lot of you who don't know about our Diet Free Life methodology, you just don't get it. And I get it. I get why you don't get it. And that's why I'm going to share with you how she ate, some things about what Linda has done. And I'm going to do it pretty quick. So this isn't going to be all long and drawn out. I'm going to share with you. Now, before I dive into Linda, I want to give a big shout out to people who just completed the Detox Drop. And this is brought to you by our Detox Drop. The Detox Drop is a 7-day program. And man, we just had a whole bunch of people do it. But the ones, like I want to give a shout out to Trudy, Dan, Amy, Susie. Oh, I mean, there's a whole bunch of them. And these are people that I watch get stuck with their weight. And, they're doing everything right because they don't want to lose weight that comes from muscle or comes from just water or bone. They want to get rid of fat. And when you do it the right way, sometimes it's slower than we would like it. But yet you lose the right type of weight, which is fat. And when you do that, you're less likely to experience it coming back. And you're healthier. And when you're over 50 years old, and not all those people are over 50, you don't want to lose weight that comes from muscle and bone because the chances of getting that back is not good. So these people were stuck. And let me just say that, we put it out there. I had 10 people do the Detox Drop about 2 months ago. Outcomes were really good. I was like, okay, well, maybe we're lucky. People were not hungry. They felt very satisfied. Everything went really well, but it was only 10 people. Then we just put it out there with a couple hundred people, and the results started coming in this morning. People who just needed that jump start, people who just needed to break that plateau, people who are just in a position where it's like, man, I just want to get past this challenge, right? So let's say they've been at 190, 91, 190, 192, 190, and finally they're in the 80s. Then I've had those clients who have been in the 80s and they really want to get in the 70s. And finally they're in the 70s. And there's so many that are coming to mind. And if you're catching this live, you guys, those of you who have done the Detox Drop and I'm talking about you, then share because a lot of people are stuck. They're looking for something to get a jump start. And this one client I have, I am so ecstatic for her. Actually, I'm ecstatic for a lot of them, like all of you guys. But I really am because she's been working her butt off and someone gifted her an opportunity to be coached by me. And I mean, this woman puts in the work And she was just stuck and stuck and stuck. And we had done the work, and the pounds were just kind of slowly coming off. And then she does a detox drop after plateauing, and she drops 5 pounds in a week. Unbelievable. That's a game changer. And we're not talking about water weight. We're talking about fat weight, because she worked out the whole time. So this is not a detox. And my detox has never been one that's about just, being in the bathroom all the time or something like totally crazy, being hungry and walking around hangry. It's never been about that. It's still about education and putting people in a position to win. And a lot of people won today. And we have many people that are winning. And you can do the detox drop anytime you want. You don't have to wait for a certain time. But to launch it, I had put it out there, and I wanted to invite some people. And we had a couple hundred people that decided to do it with us. And wow, you guys really, 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 really did well. So kudos to you. And I'm just ecstatic on what I'm seeing. Okay, so let's talk about Linda. Well, number one, Linda did not avoid carbs. Number two, she works in a place where people are taking the drugs, Ozempic, Wegovy, all these crazy drugs, putting their health at risk. And Linda kicks everybody's butt. She kicks everybody's butt, and she's eating bread. She's, having pizza here and there. That she's back to, she's eating things that are nurturing her body. She literally demonstrated food as medicine, because she used food to optimize her ability to be in a healthier place. And here's the really good news. Everybody can do this. Everyone can do what Linda has done. Over the years since 1995, I've worked with a lot of people. The biggest weight loss I've ever experienced with one client was 290 pounds. I have a client right now who may break that record. We're talking about 350 pounds. And we're on our way to do it. And we're eating regular food. And you're not avoiding food. We're not doing intermittent fasting where you can't eat in the morning. We're not doing anything crazy. If you want a hamburger, eat a damn hamburger. Just learn how to eat it in a way that will keep you on pace. And I'm not going to say it's not rocket science, because in a way it is. Because a lot of people, when they hear about it, they just go, because in their mind, it can't be that simple. But if you were to talk to Linda, it would be that simple. I mean, she was told she would be on statins for the rest of her life, and she's not. She was told that she'd be taking blood pressure medication for the rest of her life, and she's not. She was told a whole bunch of things, and she took the horns, right? You know that saying, the bull by the horns, and she took back her life. She took back control. You don't have to eat foods that aren't satisfying. And with the detox drop, I'm watching people who have been plateaued eat a yam and sweet potato and potatoes for dinner, and the weight came off, and they feel pretty damn good. Let's get motivated. Let's stay inspired. Let's take control and get back to the health of our youth, because it's still possible for a lot of us. It is still possible. It's not one of those things that you just keep putting it off. And a lot of people just keep putting it off. And in their mind, they feel like they should know how to do it on their own. Well, that's not necessarily true, because there's things about food and ingredients that people are eating that unless you are in my space, you're not supposed, you're less likely to know about these things. You know what I mean? How would you know? You have a job, you got kids, you got a life, you got a husband, you got a wife, you got a lover, you got a friend. You got a whole bunch of stuff going on. And then you got to find time to read, PubMed and read all these articles and do deep dives, and that's what I do. That's my job. Same as your job may be a bank teller or maybe an accountant. I don't know. And I could go and try to figure out accounting and Google things and spend hours on YouTube. Or I just go to someone who really knows it well and they'll help me out. Like, people come to me because they know I know it well. And I take that job very seriously. So the thing that I want to share with you to motivate you about Linda is I'm going to summarize this in a short little story. Okay. So hear me on this. And this is not a dig on anybody, but I went back and looked at Linda's start, and I had another client who started right like within a week of each other. So we have Linda, and then let's just call the other client. I hate using names because people think I'm talking about them. So you have Linda, who you can see right here, right? So you have Linda, and then let's just say I'm gonna go with an A. Let's go Amy. See, you have Amy. And Amy, when I started working with her, she's 168 pounds. I looked at her file this morning. And Linda was 249 pounds. So we go, and I'm coaching both of them for a while. And Amy got discouraged. And it wasn't that she was giving up on herself, but she had a lot going on in her life. And so she stopped working with me. She goes, I'm going to put the coaching on hold. I was like, okay, I totally understand. And I had compassion and empathy for her because I knew what she was going through. So she comes back to me about 6 months later, and we had gotten down to 149 pounds. And this is what made me think of Amy. And I pulled up her file because Linda's 149 pounds. Started at 249 pounds. They started the same time. So Amy was 168 pounds. Linda was 249 pounds. Linda stayed the course. Amy got discouraged, got distracted, went off, did whatever, comes back, and she had gained weight back, which is fine. And any of you who I've coached, if you got off track, I don't call me, you know me. I don't judge. I welcome you with open arms. Let's do this. Let's do this. I'm in your corner. And I've had some clients come back to me that I hadn't talked to in a while, and I got them. We're rocking and rolling right now. We're rocking and rolling. But think about what happened. Linda stayed the course. She was the turtle. She was the tortoise. And Amy was the hare. She was the rabbit. Took off. She's there. But Linda just kept eating away, calling. Some weeks didn't lose weight. Some weeks she did. Stayed the course. My goal is to always share information. We have a quick chat, little talk, check in, how's she doing, blah, blah, blah. Next thing you know, a year goes by. Stay the course. That one client comes back a little heavier. And this morning, I spoke with both of them. I coached both of them. Linda hits 100 pounds. She's 149 pounds. Amy is 155, 56 pounds. Amy had a hell of a head start. And I'm sharing this, you guys, not to make anybody feel bad. I just want to encourage you to stay the course. Okay, you spent years eating in a way, and a lot of you didn't even know it was happening, but eating certain foods that was clogging up those cells on a cellular level was creating some damage. For those of you who know what mitochondria is, we create damage there. ATP starts to drop. This is one of the main reasons why that 18-year-old that you used to be, or that 25-year-old you used to be, you could eat certain things and just drop the weight, no problem. Well, when ATP is down, everything is down. Everything is slowed. That's a big deal. You are not the same person you were, and a lot of it goes down to the ATP. So we got to rebuild that on the cellular level. And instead of jumping from one diet to the next diet, you got to build that. You know, I can't think of the message. It's a biblical term, but it's universal. You know, and it's about faith, right? It's like sometimes you can't see the progress, but it's happening. And when you stay the course, one day it just shows up. It's like faith. That's why my second daughter, her name is Faith. My first daughter, her name is Felicity, happiness, joy, faith. I don't need to see it. I just need to like have faith and believe. And Linda had faith. And I believe Amy has it now. She's back. She realized where she got thrown off. She's back. So no matter what you're doing, if it's something that's sustainable, it doesn't have to be with Diet Free Life. You could be, I don't know, you could be doing Weight Watchers. You can't do Jenny Craig. They're finally out of business. There's some things that create more damage than good. So I don't want to keep saying too many names. But whatever you're doing, if it really resonates and makes sense, don't give up. Stay the course. Do not give up. It will all work itself out. Congratulations, Linda. Proud of you. All of you who are staying the course and you're going after it, proud of you. One of my friends who's also a client, Mr. Allen, I hope you hear this, Allen, because Allen went to the doctor the other day and the doctor basically told him he couldn't do it on his own. There's some doctors that do this. I don't know if they think it's reverse psychology or what the hell they think that is, but it's like, man. I was like, Allen, let's show him. So Allen's doing the detox drop. And he's going to drop it like it's hot. We're going to drop some body fat. We're going to drop some blood pressure. We're going to drop some things that aren't good for us. We're going to drop it like it's hot. All right. So anyway, I just had to jump on you guys. Thank you for listening. I just had to give a public highlight to Linda because 100 pounds, that's a big deal. And for some of you, 10 pounds is a big deal. I mean, but that's a landmark. You know, I doubt if Linda will ever be over 200 pounds ever again in her life. 149 pounds. And, you know, health is not indicative of weight. So let's not get that confused. It's not just about losing weight. If you have 100 days, it's kind of like sobriety. If you go 365 days and you have not had alcohol and that was your goal, that's awesome. That's a big deal. My mom's been sober for over 41 years. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. 100 pounds is a big deal. 25 pounds, big deal. Staying the course, it's a big ass deal. It's a big deal. And guess what? I'm ending on this. It's available for all of us. Every person who hears my voice right now, it's available to you. Whether it's 20 pounds, 100 pounds, whether it's getting off medications, whether it's feeling better, whether it's winning with the fasting glucose and getting that sucker down, it's available to all of us. Create a dream team. I'm just part of Linda's team. I'm the nutritionist. Her doctor, who I saw, really, he came around a big way. That's part of her team. Her son and, you know, kids that support her, that's part of her team, right? If your husband or your wife or your lover or, you know, or the person that you spend a lot of time with is like supporting you, that's part of your team. If they're not, that's okay. Build your team. Whether it's me as your nutritionist or one of our Diet Free Life coaches, build your team. As they say, and I don't want to be corny, but I'm going to say it anyway. It's teamwork that makes the dream work. I'm Robert Ferguson, your nutritionist, a guy who shares because he cares. If you want to drop it like it's hot, check us out. As far as the detox drop, if you want to get a coach, reach out to us. My assistant, Lori, she can connect you directly with me, or we could find a coach that matches well with you to help you get the momentum that you deserve so you can be successful. All right. Until the next one, Fat Loss Tuesday. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm going to share fatty liver tomorrow. We're going to talk about it. And I'm going to help you really understand what it is, how you can find out if you have it, what you can do to begin reversing it. And these are things that everybody can benefit from. So if you know someone, tell them to check me out, because that is information everybody would benefit from. Because a lot of you guys have grandkids that have fatty liver, or you have kids that have fatty liver, and you're probably living with fatty liver, and you're just treating it like it's a scab. And because the doctors aren't putting a lot of emphasis on it, not all, but a lot of them. And I'm going to share with you why it is important to reverse it. And do not put off another day. You can do something about it starting now. All right, I got to go. Peace.